Hey, it's Ryan, and welcome to the first episode of the Ryan Ingram Show, featuring your host, me, Ryan Ingram. And in this first episode, we're going to be doing some NFL predictions. So let's get right to it. So first, let's go over like how I actually wanted to do this. So I picked like 5 key metrics that I thought were important, like that can actually give some predictive value. So the 5 I chose were sacks, interceptions, rushes per game, completion percentage, and the number of punts. And this is going to be for week 15 in the NFL. So, and I didn't choose every game. I just picked a few that I thought were kind of cool, kind of interesting ones that I liked. So let's jump right into it. So first, it's going to be the Patriots versus the Bengals. Now, when we first look at it, we look at the number of sacks. Patriots have 41 compared to the 21 of the Bengals. So Patriots obviously almost have double as much, and that almost explains a big reason why most people probably have the Patriots predicted to win. Next, for interceptions, Patriots have 21 on the year, and the Bengals have 7. That's 3 times as much. So that shows how defensive-minded the Patriots are. Next one, I chose rushes per game, and you might be thinking, like, why did I choose rushes per game? But, like, I heard this on a radio show once when someone was talking about, like, football, and he was saying, like, yeah, the teams that have the more rush attempts per game tend to win. And I kind of thought about that, and I think the biggest reason why that kind of makes sense is because the more you run, the less you have the ball in your quarterback's hand, and like the more throws you make, the more chances for interceptions, sacks, turnovers. I mean, it's just so yeah. Notice that like teams that throw less tend to be good. But yeah, anyways, as far as rushes per game, Patriots are at like 350, Bengals are around 290, so Patriots have the advantage there. For completion percentage, Patriots are around 61%, Bengals are around 58%. So Patriots have the advantage there. And number of punts, the reason why I like this is because it shows like, okay, how good like is your play calling? Like, are you like sustaining your drives, right? So the Patriots have 70, and the Bengals actually have less at 61, which is kind of interesting. You'd think the Patriots would have less, right? But maybe it's just because the Bengals are turning the ball over so much that they don't have to punt it. Anyways, yeah. So the Patriots win in like 4 out of 5 of these categories. So I'd have to predict for the Patriots to win this one. I mean, ooh, shocker. You know what I'm saying? Like the team that's 1-11 versus the team that's like what 10-3, I think. So yeah, not too hard of a prediction. Next one is going to be the Seahawks and the Panthers. So let's go into the sacks. Seahawks are at 23 sacks on the year, where the Panthers are at 47. So the Panthers have double the amount of sacks that the Seahawks have. So something to note. Next, for interceptions, they're both tied at 13. Rushes per game, the Seahawks are at 397 compared to around about 320 for the Panthers. So the Seahawks run the ball more. And then we'll go into completion percentage. Seahawks are around 67%, while the Panthers are around 61%. If you think about it, it kind of makes a little sense. Like teams that run the ball more, their completion percentage might be higher because teams might expect runs instead of passes, and then their pass plays might have higher chance of success, right? So I think that Seahawks' higher completion percentage can be attributed to their amount of rushes. And then for punts, they're tied at about 60. So with this one, this is kind of tough. I kind of like the Seahawks win in 2 of the categories, though. They win in rushes per game and completion percentage, even though the Panthers have so many more sacks. I mean, and also Russell Wilson, like close to an MVP candidate. I mean, Lamar Jackson might just be a little bit too good, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks to win that one. And the Seahawks are doing pretty well right now, though. So even though they just lost to the Rams last week, I think, but I think I'll go with the Seahawks to win that one. Next is going to be Bucks versus the Lions, and this one is. Obviously you guys don't know this, but I'm from Tampa, so the Bucks is like my team. Like I'm not really like crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? Not like a super fan, but like yeah, if I had to root for a team, it'd probably be the Bucks. Even though they're kind of like a very roller coastery team, like with famous Jameis and his turnover bakery, you know. But yeah, Jameis is he can be really hot and he can also be really cold. Anyways, let's get into the stats. So for sacks, Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, as Stephen A would say, is at 34 sacks compared to the 25 of the Lions. So the Bucks lead in there. Interceptions, Bucks are at 9 compared to the 5 of the Lions. So the Bucks have the advantage in interceptions as well. Rushes per game, they're tied at around 340. Completion percentage, close to tied. It's slightly favored for the Lions at about 62%. And their rushes per game, I said it's tied, but they're slightly better, slightly higher than the Bucks. So that might show why their completion percentage is higher. And then when it comes to number of punts, the Bucks have about 10 less on the year, which is significant. So if I had to choose this game, I would probably say that good for me, the Bucks would probably win this game because they win in 3 out of the 5 categories. And I'm just like I'm saying, I'm just going based off these metrics. I think they're actually have some good predictive value to them, so I like it. So I would go with the Bucks to win that game. Yeah. Next is going to be Texans versus Titans. Now, as for sacks, this is actually a pretty interesting game because I don't know that much about football, but I think they're in the same conference. Let me look that up right now. In the same division. So, and I think they're both tied for leading the division right now. So, whichever team wins this game, leads the division. Here, let me check in right now. Let me say this is actually like a good story. You know what I'm saying? Exactly that. They're both tied at 8-5. So whichever team wins this game, leads the division and gets a guaranteed playoffs. Well, is on the road to getting a guaranteed playoff spot. So this is a big game. Anyways, let's get to it. So for sacks, the Texans are at 26 compared to the 35 of the Titans. So the Titans are slightly favored there. Interceptions, it's 7 for the Texans and 11 for the Titans. So the Titans are favored again. Now for rushes per game, Texans are at 348. Titans are about 352. So Titans are slightly better. I mean, like it makes sense. Like Derrick Henry, I mean that guy's a savage. Like I remember watching him in college, and I didn't used to watch that much, but I just remember he just seemed like such a beast. Yeah, second round running back, and yeah, it looks like his past few games have been pretty good. And as for completion percentage, they're both tied at about 67%. Now here's where the big difference is number of punts per game. Texans is at 42 compared to the 64 of the Titans. So that's a big deal. Like the number of punts they have, so that shows that the Texans are sustaining their drives a lot better than the Titans. Then again, like the Ryan Tannehill thing is going on, like everyone's saying he's on fire. You know, it's kind of crazy because like I'll like look at the number of times he throws. He doesn't even throw like 30 times per game, but everyone's saying he's like insane. I saw this one thing that said he's like top 5 quarterback in the league, but he doesn't even throw 30 times per game, and it shows you really don't have to throw that much to be considered good. And so that's why I'm talking about how rushes are so important. You don't throw, and everyone says you're good. It's like, wait, I didn't even do anything, but I'm super good. Hello. That's just how it works. But this game, this is a tough one because the Texans win in 2 categories, but the Titans win in 2 categories, and the Texans only win in 1. This is a tough one. The metrics I chose suggest that the Titans would win, but I kind of like the Texans. I mean, like I kind of like the Texans to win this one, just because like I don't know, Deshaun Watson's been pretty hot. I mean, they beat the Patriots the other week. You know what? Here I'm just gonna stick to my metrics. You know what I mean? Stick to the logic. Don't get emotional here. We'll choose the Titans to win that game, and I'm not betting or anything, so like. It's not really that big a deal for me, but for some people, I mean, obviously it's a big deal. Anyways, next we'll go into the Rams-Cowboys game. This will be a good one. Good NFC NFC duel here. So obviously the Cowboys are trying to win the NFC East. I mean, the NFC East is crazy. I think it even said that the Redskins at 3-10 right now still have a chance for a playoff spot. So yeah, the NFC East. I mean, just throw the whole division away. No, I mean, like, honestly, I think the Cowboys are really good, but they just, I don't know, they've just been struggling. Everyone's saying fire Jason Garrett or whatever. I don't really think you have to go after his job. I just think they need to use Zeke a little bit more because, like, obviously he's a really good running back, and not have Dak doing so much. Like, I think I saw he's like leading the league in pass yards. But like, is he the best quarterback in the league? I don't think anyone would suggest he's the best. He's pretty good, obviously. I don't think anyone's saying he's the best. So why is he leading the league in pass yards? Why is he throwing the ball so much if he's, especially when they have Zeke right there? Anyways, let's get to the metrics. So the Rams, so for sacks, the Rams are at 43 compared to the 34 of the Cowboys. So Rams are winning there. Interceptions, Rams are at 9 compared to the 5 of the Cowboys. And this is actually surprising. The Cowboys only have 5 interceptions on the whole year. Like, that seems really low. And it is. So yeah, that's something to note. As for rush yards per game and rush attempts per game, and not per game, rush attempts on the year, there's 330 for the Rams compared to 352 for the Cowboys. So the Cowboys have the advantage there. Then for completion percentage, Rams is at about 63%, Cowboys at 65%. So Cowboys have the advantage there. And then for number of punts, Rams is at 52, Cowboys is at 41, which is pretty low. So the Cowboys are able to sustain their drives pretty well. If I had to guess which team would win this one, my gut feeling is saying the Rams, but here, let me count up these metrics real quick. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So it's 3-2 for the Cowboys. So metrics suggest the Cowboys are going to win. I don't know. The Rams have Aaron Donald. For some reason, he's slowed down this year, like, which is kind of strange. He was literally Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, last year, because he went for like 20 sacks on the year or something crazy. As like an interior lineman, but yeah, that dude's insane, freak athlete. But yeah, he kind of slowed down this year, but he can pop off at any second. But yeah, these metrics suggest the Cowboys are gonna win, so hey, I'll stick to the super simplified metrics and just go with the Cowboys in this one. Then for the Bills versus Steelers, we're jumping in. So Steelers actually are like insanely good defensively. So, and it shows right here. So for sacks, the Bills are at 38 and the Steelers are at 48. Steelers have TJ Watt, who's I think one of the league leaders in sacks right now. He's like going crazy, which is insane. Like, what are they feeding him in that Watt family? Like, those guys there, JJ Watt, now TJ Watt. Like, these guys are insane. I'm looking it up right now. He's at 12.5 sacks on the year. TJ Watt. So yeah, really good player. So the Steelers have the advantage there at 38 to 48 sacks. So Steelers at 48, Bills at 38. For interceptions, Bills are at 9, and the Steelers are at 18. So, and I think the Steelers are leading the league in sacks. So, and since they're leading the league in sacks, I think they have second most interceptions too. Also with the addition of Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah, he's been really good for them. I mean, I literally just watched a Brett Coleman video, and he was talking about how Minka Fitzpatrick has been so good for them. And, I mean, the numbers don't lie. I'm looking at it right here. Anyways, as for rush attempts per game, Bills are winning at 384 compared to 333 for the Steelers. But even though it seems like the Steelers rush a lot, like they got their new quarterback since Big Ben went down. Mason Rudolph got benched not after the big thing with Myles Garrett, but yeah, Mason Rudolph just got benched, so they brought in honestly, I don't even know his name, Delvin or Devin Hodges. I think it's Delvin Hodges, yeah, Duck, and they call him like Duck Hodges. I don't know why they call him that, but I'm just out of the loop. But yeah, everyone's saying he's been playing really well, and I'll look at him. He'll only throw like 25 times per game or something. Everyone's like, he does great. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even have to throw that much. Just throw a little bit and complete those passes. But yeah, he's been playing really well. Let me try to wrap this up real quick. This will be the last game I'm going over. So Steelers, for completion percentage, Bills are about 60%. Steelers are about 63%. And then for number of punts, Bills are at 62. Steelers are at 57. So Steelers are slightly favored there. So when we go through it, Steelers have 1, 2, 3, 4. Steelers 1 and 4 out of the 5 metrics, so I'd have to go with the Steelers this game. So I went over 6 games. That's all I'm going to go over. Like, I was going to go over all of them, but I was looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like way more games than I realized on any given Sunday. So that's all I'm going to go over today. But if you're listening to this, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.